Usually a practice will start on the ground, just to get that grounding, to get a little bit centered before you start your practice. So we're going to start in Shavasana. Roll down onto your back, take the feet 8 to 10 inches apart. Arms a little bit away from the body, palms facing up. And maybe close the eyes. So we don't need to spend too much time centering, because we've literally probably not been out of bed that long. So it's just a little bit of time to connect to yourself before you start your practice. So we're just going to literally spend a couple of moments here just feeling the ground underneath you, the contact points between the floor and your body. Take a couple of deep breaths in, and a nice deep breath in through the nose, and maybe breathing out to the mouth if you feel like it. Inhale through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Do that one more time, only if it feels good. And exhale. And then on the next inhale, we're going to take the arms up behind us, long stretch. As you breathe out, take the knees to the chest, give yourself a hug. Little rock from side to side. And then coming to centre. Keep the right knee hugged in, drop the left foot to the floor. You can keep the knee bend. Inhale, extend that right leg up. Interlace the hands behind your right hamstring. Stretching through to your heels. So think about lifting on the inhale, that heel up. And then on the exhale, dropping the toes further down towards you. Hold it there.
Make sure you're straight, yeah?
Just feel a stretch through the back of the leg. Doesn't matter if you have a little bend in the knee. It's still, we've literally just starting, so nice and gentle. Take an inhale as you exhale, bend that right knee, place that ankle across your left knee. Inhale, lift your left leg up, interlace your hands behind your left hamstring. If that is a little bit too tricky and you can't place your head back down, either use the block, place it underneath your head, or let go of that left hamstring and just use that leg to lift that right leg towards you. You can do that as well. Take an inhale as you exhale, place the left foot back down to the floor. Then take your right foot, place it underneath your left bottom, grab hold of it with your left hand. Then drop that right knee down to the floor and lengthen it to the front of the mat. The right arm extends up behind you with the palm facing up. And hopefully feeling a bit of a stretch through the front of your right quad. If you don't, it means you're just relaxing down, but think about actively stretching the knee away from your fingertips. It can also be nice to extend the left leg along the floor. That might also help with the stretch a little bit more.
It's better.
Yeah.
I mean, my hip as well.
Yeah. And one more breath in as you breathe out, let go. I'm going to switch sides, so bending both knees, feet back on the floor. Inhale, left leg up, interlace your hands behind your left hamstring. Stretching through your heel, lifting it up on the inhale, and then exhale, drop the toes down. Again, nice and easy. Make sure the hips stay on the mat. Try not to lift the hips as you're lifting the heel, but keep dropping the hips down to the floor. Breathing in, and then on the next exhale, bend the left knee, place that left ankle across your right knee, open the left knee away from you. Inhale, right leg up, interlace the hands behind your right hamstring. If you need to, you can just hold your left leg and then you need to actively press that right leg up towards you. See what works for you. I find it more comfortable this way actually, but if you're quite flexible and the head rests comfortably, then you can reach through and hold your hamstring. One more breath. As you breathe out, drop the right foot down. Grab hold of your left foot underneath your right bottom with your right hand. Drop the left knee down to the floor. Take the left arm, extend it up behind you with the palm facing up, stretching through. So think about stretching the knee to the front of the mat, fingertips up behind you, and if you want to, stretch out the right leg along the floor, and that hopefully will help a little bit more with that stretch. Inhale, let go, both knees back into the chest, placing the hands on top of the knees. We're going to do knee circles. We're going to inhale, take the knees out as wide as they go, so not just a little bit, but really think about stretching through the inside of your thigh. You're feeling that stretch. As you exhale, you're going to circle the knees down, bring them together. Inhale, take them up towards your chin, and then back out to the side, and then you exhale. Yeah, you can keep the feet together or close together. Just opening the hips a little bit. So you're going to inhale the knees up towards the chin. Exhale, take them out as far as they go, and then circle them down. Bring them together, and then back up towards the chin. We'll do that a few times this way. Next time the knees are up towards the chin, you're going to reverse the action. Go down with the closed knees, and then when they're at the bottom, take them out to the side, circle them up on the inhale, back towards the knees, and then back down. So basically you're just making two gigantic circles with each knee. Keeping the feet as close together as you can. Nice big circles, the bigger the better. So you might have to use your core a little bit to keep the lower back in the floor, or up towards the floor. Don't press it down, but try not to arch through your back. And then inhale, come up, and then hold the knees back towards in the chest. Going to come into happy baby pose. So keeping the knees bent, Andy's favourite pose, just in case you're wondering. Inhale, extend the feet up towards the sky, keeping the knees bent, grabbing hold of the feet to the outside. If it's more comfortable, grab them from the inside, but if you can from the outside, take the knees towards the armpits. Take an inhale. As you exhale, keep allowing the knees to drop a little bit further down towards the floor. Relax the shoulders. Hold it there. So if it's too tricky, just keep the knees hugged into the chest. That's absolutely fine. Think about lengthening the spine, dropping the hips onto the floor, feeling the spine along the floor, and then the head. So you're trying to find a little bit of length through the body. One more breath. As you exhale, let go of the feet, hands behind the knees, little rock up to seated. We're not going to be here massively long, but if any problems with the hips, please use a block, sit on it, or a cushion or a blanket. Drop the hands to the knees, sitting up nice and tall, extend through your spine, chin parallel to the floor. Close your eyes. And we'll set our intention for today's practice. So I've decided to stay with the intention of breathing for this week actually. I think the breath is really, really important in yoga. It's what connects your mind to the movement. It's that bridge between moving and thinking, and that's where the benefit comes from for yoga. So we'll stick with the breath, or you can choose your own. Just sit with that intention for a moment. And let's take a few moments to tune into our breath, becoming aware of the breath. Notice how it feels this morning. Is it calm? Is it rushed? Is it shallow? Is it deep? And then thinking about setting up that breath for the practice, just like you set up your body, we're going to start setting up that breath. So taking an inhale through the nose, letting that breath drop all the way down to your belly. So full breath in, you're expanding through the whole of your torso. Expanding into your belly, your rib cage, your shoulders, your collarbones. And then you're drawing that whole breath out. So let's take another couple of breaths here. On the next inhale, open the eyes. Take an exhale, breathing in, nice and tall. Exhale, twist around to your left, left fingertips behind, right hand behind your left knee. Keep lifting through your spine, chin parallel, lifting the crown up towards the sky. Take the gaze over your left shoulder. Keep on breathing. So the breath might shift in how it flows into your body, which is fine. Just notice it. Take an inhale. As you exhale, come to centre. Take a breath in. Breathing out, walk the hands out in front. Upper body softens. So if you're really up all the way up here, it's fine. Just go to where it feels comfortable and where you can just let go a little bit and relax the shoulders. Keep dropping that heart forward down towards the mat. And then inhale, walk the hands back to centre. Switch the legs around, so take the other shin forward. Find your sitting position again, nice and tall. Take a breath in. As you exhale, twist around to your right. Right fingertips behind, left hand behind your right knee. Take your gaze over your right shoulder. Breathing in. As you breathe out, back to centre. Inhale, lift. Exhale, walk the hands back out in front. Upper body drops down. Just soften into that space in front of you. Don't reach or pull. Just gently softening down. Inhale, walk the hands back towards you, sit up nice and tall. Take an inhale. Exhale, relax the shoulders. We're going to inhale. Take your right elbow underneath your left elbow. Wrap the forearms round, bring the palms together. If you can, just get round as much as you can. Inhale. If you want to increase that stretch across the top of your shoulders, lift the elbows up a little bit further. If not, leave them a little bit lower. Maybe close the eyes. Come back to your breath. Notice how that breath on the inhale, maybe you can feel the stretching across the shoulders as you're breathing in. And then as you breathe out, they come back together a little bit. And inhale. As you exhale, unwrap the arms. Shoulders, just a couple of shoulder rolls forward and the other way. do the other side. So taking your left elbow underneath your right elbow, wrapping the forearms around, bring the palms together, sit nice and tall. Try not to collapse as you do that. Inhale, lift the elbows up. If you want to, you don't have to, just go to where it feels okay. Not a painful stretch, comfortable. Take an inhale as you exhale, unwrap the arms, drop the hands back to the knees, shoulder roll forward. And the other way. Okay. Rolling over onto all fours. Take it back on the mat if you need to. Coming into our cat and cow. Hands underneath the shoulders, wrists underneath the shoulders, spread the fingers, press the palms down. Knees are hip width apart, toes lengthening to the back of the mat. Breathing in, lift your tailbone up, drop the belly down, lift your gaze. Exhale, round through the spine, drop the tailbone down. Head is heavy as you take your gaze through to your feet. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, round. So we've done these quite a few times. I'm going to let you just carry on with that. All you need to think about is inhale, you lift up. Exhale, you round through the spine, pushing down into the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, come forward. Connect the movement with the breath. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift the tailbone. Exhale, drop the tailbone. So you want your hips to move forward and backwards. Inhale, hips drop down. Exhale, lift them up. Exhale, round. Inhale, come to neutral spine. Going to take the knees to the edges of the mat, bring the toes together if you can. We're going to come into child's pose but with wide legs. If your bottom is really high up, what you can do if you've got a block or cushion is put the block between the feet, and it might make it a bit more comfortable than to sit back onto the block. Stretch the arms out in front. If you're okay, sit back to your heels with the toes touching, then stretch the arms out in front, upper body comes down, rest your forehead. So if you're like Andy and you're almost down, you can just pop the block down and then rest the head onto the block. Is that better? Okay. Just opening through the hips a little bit more. Coming back to your breath, big breath into your belly. Breathing out. Have that sinking feeling as you're breathing out into the mat. Inhale, lift your gaze, come back up onto all fours, bring the knees back underneath you, take the block up to the side if you've got one in front of you. Inhale, step it forward with the right foot. If you've got problems with your knees, roll the mat up or pop a blanket underneath. Inhale, we're going to lift to low lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, runner's lunge, lengthening to that right leg, take it all the way back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift, low lunge. Moving with the breath. Exhale, down. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift up. You're going to exhale and stay in your lunge, but bring the arms forward, shoulder height. Inhale, stretch across. Exhale, center. Inhale, long stretch. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, center. On the next inhale, lift the hands up to the sky. Exhale, back down to the mat. Inhale, runner's lunge. Lengthen through that right leg. Lift the toes, hold it there. Come to your fingertips. Always aiming for about 5 breaths. Gaze to your big toe. Inhale, come forward, hands down to the front of the mat, either side of your foot. Inhale, right fingertips sweep up. Exhale, down to the mat. Inhale, lift, reach all the way into your fingertips. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. You're going to inhale, lift, hold it there. If you want to, you can tuck the back toes, lift the knee off, and then lengthen the heel to the back of the mat, maybe a little bit more stretch through that front hip flexor. You don't have to, you can leave the knee on the floor if you want to. Take the gaze up to the palm of your top hand if you can. Take an inhale. As you exhale, drop the hand back down. Inhale, take that knee back underneath you. Back onto all fours. Take an exhale here. Inhale, step forward with the left foot. We'll do the same on the other side. So just setting yourself up into a low lunge. Make sure the foot is forward enough so that the knee is on top of the ankle. And you have a nice stretch to the hip flexor on the right. Inhale, low lunge, lift. Exhale, sweep the hands down to the mat. Inhale, lengthen through that left leg. Lift the toes. Exhale to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lengthen through the left. Exhale to the front. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, lift. And then you're going to exhale the arms forward, shoulder height. Inhale, stretch across. Exhale. Inhale. Breathing out. Make it a nice deep breath in. Breathe in. Exhale. Inhale, lift to the sky. Exhale, down to the ground. Inhale, lengthen through that left leg. Hold it there. Come back to your breath. Inhale forward, our hands either side of that front foot. Exhale, inhale, left fingertips reach up. Exhale, sweep them down. Inhale, lift. So if you need to adjust that angle, that's fine. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, hold it there. And if you want to, you can tuck the back toes, lift that back knee off the floor, stretch the back heel to the back of the room or like behind you. Take an inhale. As you exhale, drop the hand back down. So if you haven't got the knee lifted, now tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, step it forward to the front of the mat. Feet hip width apart, come into a forward fold, drop the head, long spine. Bend into the knees to connect the chest to your thighs. So it's about lengthening the spine, not about lengthening the legs. Drop the head. Engage your core and then slowly start rolling up, coming all the way up to standing. Well done. Coming into some sun salute A's. We're not doing B's, we're only going to do A's. Bringing the feet together, standing nice and tall. Fingertips drop down to the floor, relax your shoulders, chin parallel. Take a breath. Next, inhale, sweep the hands up, lift your gaze. Exhale, fold forward, long spine, bend into the knees if you need to, drop the head down. Inhale, halfway up, lift your tailbone, lift your gaze. Exhale, step back, right foot, left foot, plank. Lowering in a straight line, or if you want to, knees, hips and chest. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. First downward dog, so we can just take a little bit of a walk here if you want to. Extend one leg while you bend the opposite knee and then switch it around. Nice and slowly, keep pushing the hands down into the ground, lifting the hips back. Coming back to centre on the next inhale, soften the knees, lift the gaze, step it forward, right foot, come up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift it up to the sky, lift your gaze. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up halfway, look up, lift your tailbone. Exhale, step back, left foot, right foot, plank. Lowering in plank all the way down. Keep the elbows tracking back. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Hold it. Lifting the hips up nice and high. Keep them lifting up and back. Next, inhale, soften the knees, lift the gaze, step it forward, left foot, right foot, come up halfway, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, use your core to lift up, lift your gaze. Exhale, back down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, step back, right foot, left foot. Lower down to the ground, nice and slowly with the breath. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. So make that with your own breath. So if you're a little bit quicker or a little bit behind, that's absolutely fine. We always pause in downward dog, so we'll always catch up with each other. Next, inhale, soften the knees, lift your gaze, step it forward, right foot, left foot, come up halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift it up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, step back, left foot, right foot, plank. Nice and steady. Inhale, lift into cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Excuse me. Are you still breathing into your belly? Next, inhale, soften the knees, lift the gaze, step it forward, right foot, left foot, come up halfway. Look up, lift your tailbone. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, use your core to lift up. Exhale, forward fold, long spine. Drop the head down. Inhale, lift the head up, halfway up. Exhale, step it back, left foot, right foot, plank. Lowering down to the floor, nice and steady. Inhale, lift cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Last one. Next, inhale, soften the knees, lift the gaze, step it forward, left foot, right foot, come up halfway, look up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift it up to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands to Tadasana. Lovely. Inhale and take a breath out. Inhale, step back with your right foot, keeping the left toes tracking forward, right toes angling in at 90 degrees. Inhale, both arms up, shoulder height, palms down. Exhale into warrior two. Bending into that front knee. Relax the shoulders. So make sure the knee is on top of the ankle. So if you're in front, walk the foot out further. If you're behind, take the Now then take the foot out. Anyway, make sure the ankle is below the knee. Gaze over the middle finger of your front hand. If you have a tendency for the knee to roll in, make sure that keeps pressing out to the left. Hold it there. Take an inhale, flip the front hand over so the palms up, drop the back hand onto your back thigh, and then reaching the arm up and over as the back hand slides down that leg into reverse warrior. The legs stay exactly as they are, keep the bend in the front knee, so all you're doing is upper body. It's a little bit of a back bend. Lift your gaze. Inhale, come back up into warrior two. Now going to straighten through that front leg, coming into Trikonasana, triangle. Take an exhale, inhale, reach forward, hips back, exhale, hands to shin, and then sweeping the right fingertips up to the sky. If it's too much to reach that top arm up, drop the hand behind you, just like Andy's doing now. Lift that right shoulder up and then keep bringing the left shoulder forward underneath. Lift your gaze up towards the right hand. Take an inhale, as you exhale, gaze down. Inhale, lift up, exhale, back to warrior two. Bend into that front knee. Take an inhale. Exhale, reach the arms behind, interlace the hands, roll the shoulders back and down, and then turn your shoulders and your torso towards the front of the mat. Take an inhale, as you exhale, fold forward to the inside of that front knee, lifting the arms up and over as much as you can. Hold it there. Inhale, lift it all the way up. Straighten through that front leg, let go of the hands, hands to waist. Inhale, step forward, back to Tadasana, take a breath out. Inhale, step back with your left foot, warrior two. Both arms up, shoulder height, palms down. Exhale, bend into your front knee. So make sure the feet are the correct distance apart. You want to aim to have the front thigh parallel to the floor if you can. Just go to where it feels okay. Relax your shoulders, keep lifting through the chest, tailbone drops down. Next inhale, front hand turns over, back hand drops to your thigh. Lift the arm up and over, fingertips reach behind you as the back hand slides down. Take an inhale. As you breathe out, keep bending to that front knee. Don't lose that bend. So the warrior two position for your leg stays exactly as it was. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. Exhale, straighten through that front leg. Inhale, reach forward, hips back. Exhale, hands to shin. Lift the left fingertips up or drop the arm behind to adjust. Lift and rotate the rib cage up towards the ceiling. Take the gaze up towards the palm of your left hand. Hold it there. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Inhale, as you exhale, take the gaze down. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bend back into that front knee, warrior two. Take the arms behind, interlace the hands, roll the shoulders back and down. Torso comes forward to the front of the mat. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold forward to the inside of that front knee. Bring the arms up and over as much as you can. Allow the head to drop down. Hold it there. Inhale, lift it all the way up, straighten through that front leg, hands to the waist. Exhale, step to the front, Tadasana. We're going to come into Malasana, which is a squat, a wide squat. So take the feet to the edges of the mat, or maybe just over the edge if you need to. Toes out, heels in. If this is too much of a squat for you, what you can do is roll the mat up a little bit, or about halfway up maybe, and then rest the heels onto the mat. So it just lifts the heels a bit and it will make it a little bit easier. Take the hands to heart center. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bend into the knees, come into that squat. So I'm looking for you to take the elbows to the inside of your knees, press the palms together, and then use that to open the legs a little bit further. So, maybe do you want to use my mat for the lift?
Yes, you
Well,
want.
if you, okay, so do roll the mat. It will make it a little bit easier if you need to. If not, hold it there, drop the tailbone down, chest comes up, gaze forward, stay there.
No, that's not.
So if you're very tight in the hips, then you may only get about halfway down. Take an inhale, lift it all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands back down, bring the feet together, roll the mat if you've got it rolled up. Well done. Little vinyasa down to the floor. Take an inhale, lift the hands up, lift your gaze. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, step it back, plank, right foot, left foot. Hold it there. Take an inhale. As you exhale, drop the knees to the floor. We're going to come back to a wide balasana, wide knee child's pose. Take the knees to the edges of the mat, toes together. Breathing in, then sit back to your heels, or a block if you need to. Exhale, drop the body down, upper body down into the floor, head resting. Use a block if you need to. So we're working a little bit through the hips today, trying to open them, loosen them a little bit. So a wide child's pose is a very nice way of doing that without putting too much stress on anything. Inhale, lift your gaze, come back up onto all fours. Bring the knees back underneath you. Inhale, step forward with your right foot. Have the hands to the inside of that front foot and then your right foot just to the edge of the mat. You want to have a little bit of a stretch through your left hip flexor as well, so take the knee a little bit back if you need to. Take an inhale. As you exhale, allow the right knee to drop out to the right and that right foot might lift. If it doesn't, that's absolutely fine. Hold it there, so coming into lizard. Hold it there. If you want to go a little bit further, you can take an inhale. As you exhale, slowly come down onto the elbows. Don't have to. You can also stay on your fingertips. It's all a matter of perspective. Come back to your breath. And use that breath. So breathing out, feeling that space that you're making as you're breathing out. Relax into that space, just slowly, just a little tiny fraction of a movement at a time. Inhale, press back up. If you're on your elbows, drop that right foot back down. Walk the foot over to the left. We're going to come into pigeon. Drop the shin onto the mat. Adjust the foot to where it needs to go. So if it's a lot further down, take it further down, like me. Tuck the left toes under, lift the left knee, slide the left leg away down the mat. So you're finding that length through your left hip flexor. Then drop the left knee, lengthen toes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, walk the hands out in front, upper body drops down. If you need to use a block, do for the head, or you can stack one forearm on top of the other and use that as a pillow. Coming back to your breath. As you're breathing out, allow the weight of your hips to drop into that stretch a little bit more, just very slowly and very gently. And then inhale, lift your gaze, walk the hands back towards you, tuck the toes under a little bit if you need to move that knee in a little bit, and then take that right knee back underneath you. Step forward with your left foot to the edge of the mat. Make sure that the right hip flexor is lengthened. So adjust if you need to, hands to the inside of the front foot. Take an inhale. As you exhale, drop the left knee out to the left, and then see if that left foot will lift. Stay here. If you want to go a little bit further, take an inhale, and then as you breathe out, slowly coming onto your elbows. Only if it feels okay. Please don't overstretch. We're practicing early in the morning, so give your body time to open. It takes time. And then inhale, pressing back onto your hands. Slowly walking that foot over to the right, and then drop the shin down to the mat. Adjust the foot to where it needs to go to. Shift the weight a little bit forward, and then tuck the right toes, lift the right knee. And then slide that right foot down the mat, lengthen through that right hip flexor. Take an inhale, lift. Exhale, walk the hands out in front. Upper body drops down. If you need the block, please use it, or forearms, stack them on top, one another, and use that. And then inhale, lift your gaze, walk the hands back towards you. Just bring that right knee in a little bit, and then draw that left knee back underneath you. Okay, so I'm hoping you all have a block or a pillow to hand. We're going to have a little go at this. I'm not sure how it's going to go, so give me your feedback later. We're going to take the right knee in front, and then take that right foot over to the left. And then you just walk the hands a little bit further in front so the weight comes forward, and then what you're going to do is snuggle the left knee behind your right knee and take that left foot over to the right. So you should have the feet on the other side of the mat and the knees closely snuggled in. Okay? Okay, so this is where you may need the block. You're going to walk the hands back, and you want to take the seat in between your feet. I need a block, so don't worry. You may need two blocks and a cushion, two cushions, and see if you can then sit back. So once you're sitting down, your hips should be in between your feet. Please use a pillow or a blanket or a block if you have it. Do you want another block?
I don't know yet.
You're trying to keep the knees as closely snuggled together as you can. Also, sometimes what I find is that the calf, you might just want to roll it out a little bit. I find that I've got big calves, so they get in the way. Okay. You okay?
Yeah.
Close the eyes and just see. I'm not going to make you do the arms as well, actually, I was going to, but I just want you to feel that pose. Just ease into it. Find, instead of focusing on the bits that are really uncomfortable, find maybe the places that feel okay and that aren't so uncomfortable. And just gently, just let the breath and the weight of the body ease into that pose, just a little bit at a time. Hold it there. On the next inhale, open the eyes, shift the weight forward, nice and slowly, ease out of it. And we're going to switch it around. So under your legs. Follow?
I knew you were going to say
Can't just do one side, can we? If you need to, just bring the knees hip width apart for a moment. Just give your bum a little wiggle from side to side. Or maybe just a little bit cat-cow. Just undo the stretch that you've just done. Just move it in any way you want to. Okay, maybe drop the hips forward a little bit. Okay. Other side, left knee forward, and then that left foot goes out to the right hand side. And then you snuggle the right knee in really close as you can, and take the right foot over to the left. And then slowly start taking the weight back. Find your block again if you're smooth. And you may find that one side feels quite different to the other, or it might feel excruciating both sides, and it might feel really nice and easy both sides. Find that nice.
No, it's fine. I'm there.
You don't look like you're there.
I'm there.
May I just say?
I'm on the block. It's fine. I feel great.
Sit up nice and tall, long spine. Just relax the shoulders. We're not going to do the arms as well. We'll save that for next time. Chin parallel to the floor. Lift up through your spine. Crown reaches up. Maybe close the eyes. Find the ease in the posture. Find the, if the shoulders feel nice and relaxed, focus on them. Inhale, open the eyes. Exhale, shift the weight forward. Onto your hands. Slowly undo your knees. Take the block away from behind you if you have one there. Well done. Just a little wiggle of the hips. I quite like this. It's like a cat zumba, my teacher used to call it. Little cat zumba. Come back to centre, sit back to your heels. Take the legs out round in front. Keep the block close by because we'll need it again in a moment. But first we're going to roll down onto our back. Place the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to drop out to the side. If you want to, you can have the arms to the side, but if you want to add a little bit of weight to open a little bit more, you can place the hands to the inside of your thighs if you want to, don't have to. And hold it there, just opening a little bit more. Close the eyes. If you're finding it feels really uncomfortable, we're not going to be here a very long time. Sometimes if you're here for a long time it can start aching a little bit, but it should hopefully feel okay. On the next inhale, take the hands underneath the knees, bring them back up together. And hopefully you have your block close to you. Grab it if you don't. We're going to come into a supported bridge. So I might go sideways actually, just to show you. Bring the feet close to your bottom, like you do in a normal bridge. And then you're going to lift the hips up and place the block underneath you. So obviously it being is it a rectangle? I get confused with shapes. You can place it different ways to choose what height you want, but I would say maybe either have it flat or maybe have it this way. So a little bit, the longer bit, taller bit up. Bring it underneath you, and you want to place it between the lower back and the top of your bottom is probably the most comfortable place.
Waistband.
The waistband, is that what it is? The
Yeah,
waistband.
waistband.
Place it by the waistband, drop the hips down, and then take the arms back out, palms up, and hold it there. Close the eyes. And instead of having an active bridge, we're going to have a passive bridge. Just enjoy breathing in through the front of that chest, the front of the body. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, slowly remove the block from underneath you. Roll the hips down to the floor. Press the lower back down into the floor. Just release. And then both knees into the chest. Squeeze them in. Keep the right knee squeezed in. Stretch the left leg away. Right arm out, shoulder height, palms up. Take an inhale. As you exhale, drop that knee over to your left. Keep the right shoulder down. Gaze to the palm of your right hand. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, stretch the right leg away, left knee in towards the chest, left arm out, shoulder height, palm up. Take an inhale. As you breathe out, knee drops over to the right, left shoulder stays down. Take your gaze over to your left hand. And then inhale, come back to center, both knees into the chest, hands behind the knees, little rock up to seated. Take a cross-legged position. Arms out in front, extend both arms, resting the forearms onto the front of the knees, connecting forefinger and thumb. Sitting tall, chin parallel, close the eyes. Let's come back to the intention that we set right at the beginning. It was about the breath. Just taking a moment to reflect on if you noticed your breath, and if you did, what did you notice? If you didn't, that's fine as well. Let that intention float away. Also letting that breath flow easily now. Nice and free. We will sit with this breath just for a moment or two. You're going to take an inhale. You're going to exhale. I should have said right at the beginning, hopefully you did get that message yesterday about a chair or sofa. I'd like you to roll onto your back, but I would like you to roll onto your back with either the chair or the sofa in front of you. And then I would like you to pop the legs onto the sofa or the chair, knees bent, and then just leave them there relaxing. So try and do that with as little disturbance as possible. That's all right. What does that feel like? If you need to put,
That's alright.
lift your head,
That's fine.
take it. Adjust. This is supposed to be a relaxing pose, so find that pose. If you haven't got a chair or sofa, come into Shavasana, stretch the legs out away from you, and then the arms just a little bit away from the body with the palms facing up. Absolutely fine as well. Just a little bit of a different way to relax. Closing your eyes, come back to that easy breath. Just doing a little scan through the body from your feet through to the lower legs. Feel them relaxing onto the chair, the sofa, or the ground underneath you if you're in Shavasana. Feel the heaviness of the legs. Feel them relaxing. There's no need to hold on to them even though they're elevated. Feeling the hips rest on the floor. Noticing the softness through the belly. No engagement through the core. That belly's nice and easy and soft as it breathes in. And then nice and soft as it breathes out. Feel that softness through the rib cage. The shoulders. Feel the earth underneath the arms and feel the floor underneath the arms. Feel them being supported so you can completely relax them. Softening through the fingers, the palms of your hands. And feeling the back of the head rest on the floor. Feel that heaviness of the head. And allowing the front of the face to relax. Maybe open the mouth a little bit, allow the lips to part. And the tongue is just resting to the roof of the mouth. Releasing the tension in your cheekbones and your jawline. Feel that smoothness across the forehead. And the smoothness between the eyebrows. Just allowing the body to rest. back to the body, give your fingers a wriggle, your toes a wriggle. Using the breath to wake up a little bit more, take an inhale through the nose. Big breath out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Big breath out through the mouth. Inhale. Big breath out. And if you've got your legs on the chair or the sofa, just inhale, stretch the arms up behind you. If you're on the floor, bring the feet together, stretch the legs away. As you exhale, if you're on the floor, bring the arms up and over, knees into the chest, and the same also if you are in the other position. Then it will rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, keeping the knees tucked, the eyes closed, roll it all the way over to your right side. Allow the knees to drop down to the floor. Just a couple of more moments. Then when you're ready, press the left hand down to the floor, use that to press yourself up to seated. And you may be facing any way in the room, doesn't matter, stay exactly where you are. Sitting nice and comfortably, bring the palms together, pressing the thumbs back to the chest. Closing next practice with one round of one. Take a deep breath in. Wishing you peace in your thoughts and peace in your words, peace in your actions, peace in your heart. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you for your practice. Well done.